What's going on, guys? Hit pause here for the next part of this series, and in this part we are going to get our little ants here to chase after some food and steal them. So first off, we need a piece of food. I happen to have this right here, which is part of my picnic basket ensemble here, and this is going to work fairly perfectly. It is a toothpick piece of cheese, right? So let's go ahead and export that. Ant UE4 Ants characters. Hang on. That's UDK. UE4. Rats UE4. Static reworks. And we'll put it in here. This will be the cheese block. It's kind of a toothpick cheese, but and we'll just call this cheese block. Save. Okay. I have to find the textures and everything, but I can find that. So let me get everything in here. Let's figure out where I want to put it. It's kind of a pickup in a way. What do I have for statics and blueprints? Let's turn that off. And that. Kitchen chair and the science journals. I probably want to put this somewhere related to something in the creatures, right? Because it's part of like a game mode. So let's make a new folder in here, and we'll call this AI objects. I don't want to call it objectives. I just want to call it objects with one C. Okay, we'll make a new folder in here called mesh. Another one called textures, and another one called materials, and then we'll get that mesh. So I'll do all this. I just wanted to show you guys the setup that I was going to do here for my organization. So I have creatures, right? These are AI creatures. Then I have characters, which are more humanoid and stuff like that, ratsies and robots and shit like that. So in this case, we're just going to do give them the objective. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the piece in here. He's got the material on it, and I got the textures in. I don't have, too much assets for this. This is a very old asset here, but it's here and working. So let's do a little bit of a size comparison here, and let's see if the ant can even pick this up. And I'm thinking obviously not right now, right? Okay, yeah, I know they can pick up large stuff, but I'm thinking this is a fair bit too large. So let's try half that size. Yeah, I don't think that should be overly too big or anything like that. Okay, so let's make a new folder for blueprints. We'll add a new blueprints class, just actor, it's fine. We'll call this cheese block picnic BP. Game mode is picnic, and let's go ahead and add a static mesh. Let's also add a scene. Well, I guess I already got a default scene root, so let's go ahead and grab our cheese block here. Let's make sure it's scaled. Okay, compile, save that. We may want to move the mesh to be like that, but I'm kind of thinking that see, I'm wondering if I should just pour a bunch of them out to physics and have the ants go for those, or if I should hand place them and put them in a little pile myself. Because physics could be kind of cool. Hang on, let me not hit the button. There we go. It's weird behavior. You can see the collision. I actually you can't see the collision. Hang on. I added this extra little peg up here for the stick, right? So I was like, maybe that'll make it behave. But is there a way for me to tell that particular body to weigh less? I don't think I can do that, can I? Can we set the mass per body? That would be interesting if we could. It would be very handy, actually. Where is mass? I like how when I type in ass, all this stuff stays here. Okay, well, I guess I can't mess with that here. Whatever. Alright. Okay, let's go back here. So it should sit something like... Am I still playing here? Let's go ahead and replace that with the blueprint version. No longer scaled. Alright. And we may do stuff where we can change the mesh and what kinds of different things he can pick up, but it is going to be better for us to have him pick up some... I'm losing my train of thought, I know it, but what was I going to say? It's a good idea to have a class for it instead of having him try to, you know, because we don't want to do a find all actors of class on too huge of a list. That's the thing. So if we make it its own thing, then we can just find all these, you know. I know it's called cheese block picnic BP, but maybe I'll rename that later to picnic object BP, and then I can have different variations. I get options to change the mesh and put grapes and shit in there. But essentially, they're all going to be the same thing. I don't know why I get that dumbass thing, but I'm okay with that for now. Alright, let's get him to go to the behavior tree, and basically we want him to probably never do that for the most part unless he's completely stuck or in between rounds or something. So we're going to need another sequence. And we'll need another task. Well, I suppose it could do a service for that to find the new one, but no, we might as well just run. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it should be a service, because then we can tell it, hey, just if you don't have anything. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because we have to factor in a couple of things. Number one, more than one AI can grab for these foods. So what do they do if one of them has the food? Does he still go for it? We got to make sure he can't snatch it out of the other one's hands and stuff. So if we just tell him, hey, go for the food, and another AI has it, he doesn't give a shit. So we need to go for food that isn't currently being held, which means we need that here. So as we think of these things, just come over here, let's just add that. Right? So when he gets picked up, we can tell it that it's being held. And then the ant can say, hey, oh, that one's being held, so I can't grab it. So I'm not even going to go for it. Alright, so let's do a new service. Ant blueprints. Here we go. F2, call this BTS. Ant. Search for food. Food search. Okay, so this service. Okay, so after that interruption, I'm actually having a change of thought here, process, and I'm actually going to do this in a task. So we'll grab the last one here. Right here. And choose food. This actually going to get renamed to verify food. Okay, because when he's chasing after a piece of food, so he's trucking after this piece of food, another ant can get it, So he'll be locked in on that target, but if another ant gets it first, like this guy would, then he's going to have to do something about that, right? He's going to have to change. He's either going to, pretty much the first instinct is going to be, well, I got to go get another piece of food, right? But the other question could be, like I said earlier, what if, well, maybe I didn't even say this, but the idea is that what if when one gets the food, all the other ones rally to the cause to get that one piece of food back? Now that could be later, maybe in the difficulty levels or something. We could actually increase their behavior based on difficulty, which most games don't do. I'm gonna swear, they fucking just increase their health and their damage and everything's the same, or maybe they'll spawn some more, but that's it, and they never behave really differently. It's not exactly true in all genres, don't get me wrong. Fighting games are not that way, and neither are real-time strategy games. For sure, they do different things in the different difficulties. They make different decisions. They just cut half those decisions out based if it's, you know, not on hard mode or something, or they delay the decisions, that kind of thing, to make it easier. But in this case, so let's see. All right, we want to choose the food first. That's going to be our task, right? So let's receive execute first thing. Always pick the AI version. Okay, when we receive execute, we're going to get all actors of class or instead of doing this every time, there is a faster way. It's not much faster, but it is faster. What happens is, on begin play, every single one of these registers itself with a master controller. It says, hey, add me to the list. So then here and in these kinds of things, we never have to say get all actors of class. We just say give me the list. So the list has already been, the list gets populated on begin play, but this doesn't take into account if things are added dynamically or destroyed dynamically. I mean, technically if they're added dynamically and they do it on begin play, they should just register themselves with a list, right? Either in the game state. The game state having a control of the list is actually a fairly smart move because, like I said, it's a centralized location, and it avoids doing this because this is bad. Not that bad, but it's bad. It's one of the, in my opinion, this is one of the negatives. It's a slow operation. Use with caution. Do not use every frame. I mean, it'll write that shit for nothing, right? So there it is. So we want to avoid that, and we're gonna. So the rat's game state. I don't remember what I'm doing in here, but apparently it's a lot. See how it looks like a boat, doesn't it? Right? This is like my favorite blueprint. Looks like a speedboat. But kind of a weird one, but yeah, it was cut off right here. And you could get rid of that stuff. So like, here's my speedboat. I don't know why I like it. Because I'm an infant. A 40-year-old infant. Alright, update. Okay, so here's a question. Can you change these game states on the fly? Like, hey, I want to load a different mode. Can I pick a different game state? Or is that, you have to do that in a different game mode? Because I know there's game modes. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I make a picnic game mode. What do you guys think? It's probably a smart idea, right? Here's my main blueprints with all that kind of shit in it. Game mode backup. Menu game. I did a lot of stuff in game mode here that I'm not supposed to do, but this was like before anybody had any real information, so I took it all out. Moved it over to the game state. That's why this is empty now. Let's see. That's just the general rats game mode, which just defines, game mode just defines these things, basically. It can do other stuff, but I wouldn't use it for much. It's supposed to, I think, it's a server can see it, so it's supposed to manage player connections and things like that. Don't take my word for any of that. I don't know enough. But I do know that I don't want to have a lookup on every frame. and I want to avoid it for the sake of the fundamental practice. So that's GameState. I'm just going to do it in the rats GameState. That's the one I got. So it's easy. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff going on, but I just got a nice empty spot over here, right? So let's work with that. Okay, so I need a new variable, and this is going to be called picnic object list. Okay, and I am going to go ahead real quick picnic object. That's the official term. POB. Okay. So I've named that. Let's go here. So this will be picnic object. Do I have to compile and save or anything for that to pick variable type get all actors of class. Just real quick here. Pick. Did I misspell it? Who saw that? Raise your hands. Pinnock. The Pinnock object. No wonder. Okay. So now I should see it here. Picnic object. Thank you. Reference. Array. Yes, array. Compile. Okay. Custom event. This would be register. Picnic object. Dupe that. Unregister picnic object. We may or may not want inputs. Yeah, we do need inputs. So we need a new input, and this will be picnic object to add, and picnic object to remove. In case they get destroyed, right? That'll be picnic object reference, and same thing here. Picnic object reference. All right, so now we have the inputs, so we can say get that. Might as well get that twice. Add unique. Remove item. And that's pretty much it. Anybody can see this list and get this list from anywhere. Of course, I got to get a handle on the game state, so let's do that first. So let's get game state. Cast to rats game state. Promote to a variable named appropriately. Right? Hook it all up. Okay, so that's the first thing we do. And let's see. Get picnic object list. And then I wonder if this is no, because you know what? This is not slower than getting all objects of class by any stretch of the imagination, right? So I'm just going to yell that at everybody. No, it's not slower. If you're thinking, well, isn't that just as much shit? Yeah, it's just as many nodes, but it ain't slower. All right, so let's see. We do pretty much. I may or may not want to break. I'm going to bring it out anyway because it doesn't hurt to have it there and never break it. basically what we want to do is we want to get the distance. Okay, so come on, drag off of there, get distance 2. There is get vertical and horizontal distance too, which obviously you can do that math yourself, but it can do that. But we'll just do that for now. The other actor would be, oh, here's the thing. Let's go ahead and, I don't think we need to do this. Actually, it's an ant character. Maybe it doesn't have any variables or anything. Just a quick test here. Where was I? Yeah. Right. So we do have to cast, it looks like. I don't think that this thing knows what it itself is. It would kind of nice somehow it could pre-register that, but that's fine. Promote that to a variable. We'll call this ant character. We're gonna need him later. We don't need to do anything on tick. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. These well, I was gonna say, if I wonder if there's another place for me to do that, because these are gonna happen every time we come into this task, right? And I don't really like that this is gonna get ran over and over and over again, because this is like an on begin play thing, and I never need to do it again, ever. Once I got this. Okay, I mean this needs to happen when it gets spawned, but this could happen on I could get this and set this information on begin play, but the problem is I can't get to that information without going this far at least. So I might as well do it like this, because it's just as handy. You know, I wish there was kind of like a more of a like we've got all these tasks and services and stuff, but there's no like master data collector kind of thing that we need, that we could use, because these things constantly have to keep gathering themselves, right? Don't they? Or am I wrong? I think I might be wrong, but that's the way it feels. Like this guy has to do this shit, and I end up doing this, copying and pasting it, because it doesn't pass this information to the other tasks. Don't know what the fuck this is talking about. It's all local. It's the only thing I kind of, you know, I have a little bit of trouble balancing. Okay, so let's see, loop, and again, and I'm talking about this because I'm really worried about efficiency here, right? This kind of shit. If this can go, it should go. Okay, so get distance 2. We need to have like a base distance, like a base benchmark. Like he's not going to go for anything, you know, beyond this. Or actually, we need to just set it to an absurdly high number. We'll actually call that base distance, and we'll make that a float, and we'll compile so that we can hit it with a default value of like just 500,000. Okay, so we get the distance to the first object that we're checking. If that is less than the base distance, which it damn well should be at this point, we're gonna say if that is true, then I'm going to set base distance to this distance. Okay. And then I am going to set my target asshole to be whoever this guy is. The next time through, if this check passes, this is going to get dramatically shortened, because the closest one to me is only going to be like 5,000 away. So this is going to immediately get set to 5,000, and whichever one I pick, because remember it's kind of randomly here. And don't forget, yes, I do know that we have not actually called these yet. They're not going to get ran yet, so I do remember that. But I just remembered it right now. So, but yeah. So and then it'll just get swapped. So we do have the blackboard here for. That's the wasp. I didn't even know you could do that. That's cool. So target actor, right? So we have a key here for target actor. So let's go ahead and use that. I'm just going to move that like over there so that this is all the way at the end for now. Okay, so we're going to set value, set Blackboard value as object. Okay. And the key, promote. Shit, I shouldn't have clicked. This will be target key. Okay. And the value will be this guy. Okay. So this will automatically give us the closest one to us. This with including this right here. Now if one of them say like I'm within 10 units, I'm literally right next to you, you could do a check and break this early and not check the rest. But the fact is either way it's going to be random whether or not it's going to find that one. So it can help in some situations. And then when we're done, when we're completed, right here we now have the information that we need, which would be the enemy target right here. Okay, so we can, when we're done, we can now take action on it. So first we determine which is the closest. We also need to determine if they've been picked up or not, right? So get, did I add that variable yet? Being held. And you'll notice I have access to it without having to do any kind of horseshit cast. That's because it is that, because the GameState is storing it as the picnic object list, so it already is a picnic object. Don't need to cast. Okay, if that object is being held, hold control to do that. We certainly don't care if it's close or not to us. For now. Remember I said I may change the behavior so that they actually help people, help ants that have food. They swarm him and or start attacking you once one of them gets the food. They all charge after you. That'd be freaking scary. But for now, we'll just have it like this. Okay. Now the other thing I need to do is, before I do anything, I actually need to take this guy before I go into the loop, because I'm resetting here. You gotta remember this is like a kind of a hard reset. What I gotta do is I gotta reset my checks. And the two things I'm checking are the key and the distance. So I gotta reset those before I go through the loop. So we're gonna clear this. Clear Blackboard value first thing, right when we come in. So I'm gonna wipe his brain. And then we're going to set the base distance to back to like 500,000. That way every time we run this we get a fresh result. Okay? Because remember this has gotten changed and this gets changed in here, but we need to clear it. So here now what we can do is we can say get value as object or something. Yeah. I don't think there's actor. Yeah, get value as object. We'll use the target key. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll first say, did we actually get anything? Okay. If we didn't, sorry, I always want to type success, but it's finish. Execute. With an actual fail here, right? So we should say, hey, I didn't even get a target here, so I failed to find one. It should make sense. We'll try to work the logic that way. Sometimes these get weird and you have to put success there anyway, even though it wasn't a success. And then if it is valid, we now say AI move to, well, here's the thing. No, let's not do that here. Let's separate that behavior. Right? Let's separate locomotion and decision. I think that's best. I think that's smarter. So basically, that's all we need. Because that's all we need to know. This will either be set or not. So what will happen is this is going to get wiped in the beginning. Okay, it's going to go do these checks. Now, if every single one of them pieces of cheese is being held, we don't actually want to do that because it'll terminate us out. We don't want to do that. Okay, so we don't do that. I think it'll terminate us out. I don't know if the rest of the loop will play if we finish execute and then the first one comes through. I don't know how that works, but I do know that we don't give a shit and nothing will happen. This won't happen. Base distance won't get set, and neither will the set of the blackboard key. So these will not happen. Okay, so these didn't happen. Everyone that went through is being held, so nothing happens. So when we completed, we come over here, this is going to immediately fail, come to not valid, and we finish with a fail. Now if it does succeed, even on one of them, okay, we get the one that's closest to us, and we come down here, it is valid, so we succeed, and we also immediately have a target key. Now the question, my question is, yes, we're okay. Because when we come in here, I was worried that once this got set the first time that it would actually trigger the blackboard and he would take action on it instantly. Because target key would get set and the decorator would see that, but that isn't actually true. That would happen if I threw a finish execute here. As soon as you do this, that comes back out to the blackboard to evaluate. Okay, now we don't have an so I named this target key, and our blackboard has a key called target actor, and our behavior tree shows that here. But if I were to take this choose food task here and throw it onto a new sequence, you'll see here that there's no asking me anything about any of my tags, my targets, and the reason for that is because this is not exposed. So when this gets exposed, I think we now get a key here, and we got to pick what it is. And in this case, we only have the one besides self actor. Self actor is a self-generated key that your blackboard creates for itself. So it always has, you always have access to that because it uses it for things like wait and go-tos and stuff like that. So we have this task that says choose the food. Now this is just going to go through and choose food. So the question is whether or not he wants food. Now in this case he always does. So this is just going to run in order. So let's verify that this will run, then this will run, then this will run, then this will run, because I don't have any decorators on here yet. And this probably won't have any on the final one, because everything else, this is just what happens when everything else is turned off. Back over here, right? When he's not doing anything else, this is default, which is wander around. And this is what I always do. I don't know what you could just have him sit there and do nothing, or you could have him actually go do something specific, but I'm not real sure. So let's verify this. I need to verify this if this is even gonna work. So let's pull this down. I don't need to see it very big. I just need to see it lighten up. I think there's a way to do the debug once I start playing. I think it's automatic. So hang on, let me move this. Yeah, it's running. It stays in wander till a completion. Where is he? Well, I don't even know which one I'm on. Are they actually wandering around? Which one's this guy? Yeah, they are wandering around. because the decision that they're making here doesn't actually affect any of the behavior. But I just wanted to make sure that it was actually getting ran. I can also test that another very simple tard way. Let's put that there. Actually, let's close that, that, just the stuff that's relevant here. Okay, so sorry, I have a bunch of tabs open above the screen. I just need to close the one. I have a whole bunch up there that were just not relevant, and it was causing me confusion. So let's go in here real quick. We can always double click. And we just do the cheap method, right? Hello. So 4 of them ran it. Yeah, I mean, they're running it over and over again. So they could do this as long as they don't have food, right? That gives us an idea for a variable, doesn't it? Has food, right? That's how I do it. I don't know how you guys do it, but I just layer it in one piece at a time. It's like, I need to see if he has food. Well, what should I call that variable? Pretty simple. So we go has food. Needs to get set. That'll be false. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a decorator on here for Blackboard, and it will be Blackboard key has food is set to true. It's not what we want. We want it false. So has food is false. We want him looking for this. We want him looking for food. The other thing we should probably determine is whether or not target actor is set, and observer aborts both. Once target actor is actually set and you finish the execute, I actually want to come out of here. And this should actually just abort has food is not set. Because I want to make the decisions, but I want him wandering around while he's doing that decision. Now that should actually only account for him wandering around for like a split second before he goes for a piece of food. But if he's constantly looking for food and he can't find any because all the other ants have stolen the food, but they're still trucking away, at this point I want him to just wander around because there's no food available. So we keep it like that. When he chooses the food, and then yeah, because remember, target actor is not an enemy, by the way, it is the food. So if the target is not set, we run this. Because once it gets set, we don't need to choose food anymore. He's chosen it. He knows what he wants, and he's going for it. He's a go-getter. This ant knows. He doesn't let opportunities slip his grasp. Okay? He's chosen. He is the chooser. He's the decider now. It's not me. Okay, when I think about this, I only want to run this, but I don't want to actually do any abortions, right? No aborting. Because these two can kind of work hand in hand. In fact, this could probably be just off of here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep them separate for separation's sake. Okay, so this will give him food for sure. I mean, if it's there, it should give it to him. If not, right, we have fallbacks. You know, he just keeps going through it. So what we'll do is we'll do another sequence, composite sequence, and this one will be to go for the food. So we're going to say new task, blueprint base. Let's go rename it. So that's BTT. Go for food, I guess. Why not? Okay, we're gonna keep it simple. Make that target key, right? And we'll make that visible. I'm doing his Vlad. Blood. Okay. And then get actor. Okay. Get value as actor. Thank you. I hit the wrong one. There, let's transfer that. Okay, now we can get actor location. Acceptance radius will be 50. Upon success, we can determine, I guess, a few things, right? We should stay in this until we get there or fail. So, on success, I need to cast this to the picnic object so I can tell it that it's been picked up. I don't really have a choice, but we might as well do that after the valid check. I guess a cast is a valid check. Now, this is go for food. Specifically go for food, not go for target or go for object, right? So it's specifically looking for the picnic. Now, if at some point we decide that this ant can go and chase after things other than that, random other stuff, we're going to probably either have to trail off the different options, or we're going to have to do something completely different here, like use a tag or something to get it to work. But in this case, he's only going for these. So, and I plan to make it so that if there's other objects for him to go for where he steals them, because this is a specific game mode, he runs to it, he grabs it, he runs back to his spawn point, and he destroys himself and everything. That's the game mode. So he's not going to do that under normal circumstances. Like if he's just wandering around going for food, he'll stop, get the food, maybe bring it back, and then go get some more or something. In this case right now, though, we're going to have him just die off. Well, maybe I'll have him not die off. He'll go back and get more, but the food's going to die off, and that's the thing. So on success, we did cast, and let's go ahead and we're going to have to promote that, and that will be picnic object. So it's very specific to this. Keep that just fine. I could probably make that a little better. I don't really want to promote the pawn just to get rid of this line. So I'll just move that like that. Make it a little easier to read. Okay, and on success, basically the picnic object needs to be told being held. Sorry, I got being held. Set being held to true. Okay, that's on success. everything else okay. We're not done here yet though. I might have to cast if I'm going to do the attaching here. Or I don't do this here, I do this here in the picnic object on an event. So if he's being held, he will attach himself to the ant that is doing it. And then I don't have to cast. Right? Let's do it. Pick up food. Okay? And it's going to need inputs. This will be character that's picking it up. So what do we call that? Like grabbing character, picking up character, new owner, right? And that's going to be I'm kind of hesitant to go straight here. I kind of want to go to actor, but I kind of have to go here if I'm going to attach there. Well, what about if I did it here in the ant character and I fed it the food? What food to attach? Better choice. Control X. Well, let's Control C that and delete it. I got nothing here as a reference. Okay, here we go. We're the new owner, so we don't need to call it new owner. We actually need to make this the picnic object. And this will be food piece. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll attach to component to my mesh, and let's give him an attach point. So we'll double click the skeleton here, and we'll go to skeleton, and we're gonna go head, add socket. Okay, now the head points straight, so I'm gonna stick it right between those toofuses right there. No, they're not teeth. And I'm going to go ahead and face it straight. So if he lifts his head, it gets tilted up. And it's called ant head socket. We're just going to go ahead and abbreviate that a little bit. Call that head socket. Okay, save that. Then we come back here and we will put that there. And we will say snap to target, keeping my own scale. In case the ant is larger or smaller, because I may do that when I spawn them. I may make them bigger and smaller. Okay, so he now has that, but hang on. Let's do a sanity check there, though this should not happen. Yeah, so that gets fed in, so we attach that to us. That should actually be enough. Pick up food. So go for food on 6. What's it doing? It's acting funny. Well, that still means I have to cast to myself. Either way I have to cast. Either way I have to cast. But you know what? This is going to be disgusting. Ant. This is going to be repulsive. I don't really know what else to do here, because I don't want to do that cast if I didn't get to it. It's a waste. So let's just move that there. Okay, as the Ant BP, we will now pick up food, and the food will be our picnic object, which should come from here. It should be valid, it should cast, it should get set, and we will tell it to be what gets picked up. Okay, now he has food. What does he do? Well, for now, yeah, we'll just do the location. Whoa, what the? We'll promote that. Starting location. Okay. So he's got to run the task, go for food. He runs that task when, by decorator, target actor is set, and this will abort all lower priority. As you can see, they all light up now. This doesn't light anything up. This lights these up blue. It means they're going to get kicked out when this goes true immediately, essentially. But this won't fire out that it's true until hopefully the finish execute gets fired, right? So target key is already target actor. We don't really need to do that. Oh, has food. That needs to get set. So let's do that. Here, when we pick up the food just before we execute, set value as a bool. We'll promote that key. I always want to just type right away, and we'll call that has food key. Make sure it is public. That will become true. Hopefully some of you are looking down the line going, what are you going to do when he dies? Yep, we gotta do stuff when he dies. Gotta make sure we let it go and all that stuff. So, alright. I don't even have a way to kill him yet, to be honest with you. You can't even, he won't take damage. So, let's see. Save. And I think that should do it. He now has food. Okay, let's go back to the behavior tree. We should actually, oops, saw the D. I wasn't even looking at it. That's why. Blackboard, and this should be has food is not set, because he shouldn't be going for the food if he, right? So it should only come in here if he's not set. This doesn't need to abort anything, because it's not really, it's only a decision to help get into here. It's not a decision as to whether or not we're cutting all this shit out. We're already here. So let's see. So now he goes for the food. Now when has food is set, I'm just going to do another sequence. I know this is a bit barbaric the way I do it, but I don't mind it. We need him to basically run home. New task. This will be BTT return home. I guess. Return food, baby. Okay. Yeah, I move to. We have to cast here. Starting location. Okay, and we'll come here and we will say, oh, let's hook that guy up. Trying to think. Oh, let's get that 50. Stop on overlap target actor. We don't. It's either or, by the way. So we'll say, okay, on success, print string, I can't get home. Might as well do actor here. Just promote that. That will be the picnic object key. We're doing his Vlad check. Blah. Put that up there like that. Okay. I suppose if it, we don't actually need to cast. We don't need to do anything to the. We actually need to destroy the food. Do we want to destroy it or just hide it and keep it in memory? Because what if we wanted to just say, okay, hey, at the end? No, because we might as well spawn them in the beginning, I guess. It's fine. I'm gonna destroy him. But he shouldn't be going home if he should fail if this isn't, you know, he's supposed to have this now. He's supposed to be his picnic object. Okay, so if this fails to be valid, then there's something wrong for sure. So let's make sure we clear it and then we get out of here with a fail. Maybe even print a print string off of that. Okay, and if we get success, then essentially, I actually don't want to destroy the actor because the problem is what we were doing in the game state with the register and unregister. We need this to happen. So we could send it that. Register picnic object. Let's make sure that happens. Okay, so it'll register when it starts, so we make sure that happens. Don't forget that. So we can probably destroy it and then just unregister it in the opposite order of that. So given that, we have to cast to it. Wait, do I? No, I have to get the game state and cast to that. Just can't drag off when I do that. Interesting. No choice here. Won't see it otherwise. Unregister. And Yeah. Actor reference. Let's fix that here. And then I have to cast every time again. Shit, this is a pain in the ass. I have to cast like no matter what, pretty much, because this receives a picnic object. So if it's not a picnic object, I'm done. Might as well do it here. I'm gonna do this for organization purposes. That's the only reason I did that, is just to avoid a bunch of shitty lines everywhere. That's the problem with Blueprint. Okay. Bunch of fail states. Oh, I forgot this, didn't I? Okay, so everything, well, no, not everything. If any of these go, it's a problem. I should kick right out. None of them should be a problem. None of that should get, none of these should ever fire, but they can. So this was a success. Okay. Also, hang on, there's more to this here. Okay. We cast here, but we never actually promote. Man, it's messy now, and I'm not liking it. It's getting gross. So I think I'm going to clean it up. Do this in the normal order, kind of. Okay, that's going to be a little bit better already. Ant character. right? So we get his starting location. Okay, it's getting cleaner. A little bit. What do we got here? I can't really do much about that. Sometimes I like to drag all the fail states down into an area, but alright, so let's see. There's more stuff to it. So we need to, well, at least now we have a version of Ant character that is cast and we can do stuff to, and that was what I was missing here, so we'll fix that. Alright, let's see. So I want to tell him as food or whatever, right? Well, I need to tell my set value as Boolean, and we'll promote that. Maybe I didn't even need that, all that bullshit I just did. That would be really funny. And that's going to go to off. Right, let's make that public, compile. Okay, so he sets he doesn't have food anymore. Also, after that, our picnic object key needs a good clearing so that he goes back into other behaviors, which will be search for new food. But this object should have been unregistered, destroyed, and everything. So the next time he gets that list, when he goes looking for the shit, he should find other food, different food. And he himself won't get destroyed, he'll just go running back, but we destroy the thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Now to test this, I'm going to do this test right now, but I'm going to what the hell is that? Oh, it's my jump pad. This thing is genius. I didn't make it, but I adopted it to my needs like a genius would. Alright, let's see. I want to get rid of a few of them because I don't want to deal with that yet. He moves a little slow, so let's give him some options here to get stuff that's a little bit closer. We'll move him right there. Let's just do a little quick helping thing. I turned off pre-computed lighting, build lighting only. There we go. And we'll throw a spotlight right there with an inner cone angle to match the outer cone angle. So he knows to go back there. And just so it's not so gross to look at, there we go. All right. Did I get stuck somewhere? Why am I doing this, by the way? Why don't I just do that? He's stuck, isn't he? I'm stuck in here. Or am I? Okay. Well. Oh, maybe he's stuck in a sequence that doesn't have any way out of the sequence, and I never added it like a fucking asshole. Alright, so task. Shit. I should name these ant return food and ant go for food, right? Yeah, choose food's fine. Okay, we got to make sure that this has the right picnic object. Should be target actor, and has food key should be has food. Okay. Now we want a decorator here, blackboard, that makes sure that its has food is set. If he has food, this should abort. Lower priority. It should not abort itself on a change to kick it back out or anything like that. Okay, so he has food, so he should be bolting home. Should be Michael Bolton straight home. So let's see if that was the missing piece that had something. Alright, he's going. Looks like he's going for the closest food. Hopefully it sticks to his face. It's gonna be friggin' awesome. I gotta turn the collision on the object off. I forgot to do that. Oh look, dude, he's got it. It's too close to him. It's not bad. He's stopped though, so why is he stopped? Has food is false. Oh, hang on. Has food key. Let's just do a sanity check on all these. Do a quick ass save. See if he goes for that one. No, he didn't. He didn't go for that one. He's trying to push into it. See that? Its own collision is stopping him. Alright, so we gotta kill the collision. What is food piece? It is picnic object already. So we should just be able to say I believe that. But we haven't handled him dying yet and dropping him back down, so we'll get to that later. But in this case, it's getting kind of long, so I just kind of want to end it quick here with him stealing the food. That's basically what I want to do. I don't know why he's going for this one when he should be closer. I'm actually upset about that. And that gets set for each because we get the picnic object list. I'm tempted to print that. We get, oh, idiot. Do I have ant character? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Now he goes for the right one. It's closer. I know he's going slow. But I'm actually going to have him go fairly kind of that slow. And he goes back and takes it back. And he did it. And now what is he doing? Choose food. What is set? False. Target actor's none. He should be choosing food. I only got one. I never know why there's always 3 shits on this list. There it is. Fail is not valid. Target key is not valid. Choose food. That should get set. Oh, wait. Wait. Hang on. Let me look at this with my head turned off for a sec. While I'm looking at this, I'm noticing that maybe there is another one. He's stealing some cheese. That little dick. But the other one, maybe, I think it's because the other one's held. But see, and I just got a hello. He came trucking all the way over to get that thing, but this guy's still kind of stuck. So is he gonna get stuck when he finally gets his cheese back? I think so. So I gotta figure out why that's happening, and I gotta also get rid of the other ants. How does he even show up? He's there. Where's the other one? What's going on there? Why is there nothing there? It kind of worries me. Okay, so I gotta make sure that, hang on. Okay, so I actually got it working. Let me pull the behavior tree back up. First thing is I added a weight here, which it's actually a little bit long. But what I did here, what was happening, the problem was, the reason he was freezing when he got back was because everything got cleared. For some weird reason, target key, choose food. Let's check here real quick. Choose food. Target key should be target actor. Yeah, for some reason it was giving me a whole bunch of errors, which I didn't even see before, saying that that none of this shit here could be found because it was the one that I had in my hand. So it was almost like none of this got ran because this is a new list. So what actually ended up happening was the solution was to check if this was valid, because the first one coming, for some reason, when he goes back to choose the food again, he was still looking at the same piece of food. He just like ignored all this shit. It showed the code go through, but it kept coming through here and then hitting invalid out of here. That was where it kept going, because the first one couldn't do any of this. So I guess maybe with the first one not being able to do anything, it can't go through or something. I don't know. It's weird. But it works now. I sped him up a little bit too. So he'll go get the piece. There's 3 of them. He'll pick it up. He'll wait for a second when he gets there. 1. And then he'll go get the next piece. Whichever's closest, he'll go get it. So I don't have the checks yet for if another ant picks it up. If another ant picks it up while he's on his way to go get it, he should get that message. And he should stop and go for a different one, right? Whoever gets there first should get it, and then the other ant should just give up on that chase. For now. Again, like I said, I may change that so that he actually defends him. And at this point, he should wait 1 second, and now he's just going to wander, which, again, I gave him a very, very small distance to move, and then a fairly long delay. So he is in official wander mode here. Now, as you can see, he's just waiting, and then he'll move to a very close spot, like right there. So it works. It works. Ta-da! So, fairly simple. He's wandering if he's got nothing, and he's also trying to choose food. So he's just going to keep doing this forever. As soon as he actually finds some food, he'll go get it, and when he succeeds in going to get it, that will set that he has food, which will put him into go take the food home mode. So again, if anything causes him to drop the food, we're going to have issues. We have issues here. Our food could very easily be destroyed or removed or taken away or being taken, you know, like I said, from someone else before we get there, because if I have 100 of these things, I can't say who gets there first. So we're going to have a service here, and we'll do that in another video because the video is getting on long. So I'm going to end it here. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or 3, and if not, let me know that I'm an asshole. This is HipHop signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.